Atlanta wakes up in absolute shock today as a fictional scandal erupts straight out of a reality TV fever dream. And trust me, this one cuts deeper than anything the city has seen before. In this dramatized storyline, whispers turn into screams as Kandi Burruss steps into the spotlight with a trembling voice and a $100 million lawsuit clutched in her hand. But it's not the money that has everyone gasping, it's who she's pointing the finger at. Her own husband, Todd Tucker. Yes, you heard that right. In this explosive fictional twist, Kandi claims that the man she trusted, the man she built an empire with, secretly used her money to cover up a betrayal so devastating, fans can't even process it. And at the center of it all, Porsha Williams, whose name is suddenly being whispered in every corner of Atlanta. Screenshots are flying. Leaked documents ripple through social media. Shadows of a hidden pregnancy hang in the air like smoke after an explosion. But before you think you've heard it all, trust me, this fictional meltdown is only getting started. Because what Kandi allegedly discovered next shattered everything. To understand how this fictional scandal spiraled into one of the most shocking meltdowns in Atlanta's reality TV universe, we need to go back, way back, to where everything appeared picture perfect. Kandi Burruss, in this dramatized storyline, has always been the blueprint. A Grammy-winning songwriter, a business mogul, a woman who built herself from the ground up. Fans admired her hustle, her loyalty, and the way she protected her family like a lioness. She was the calm during storms, the voice of reason when everyone else lost control. And for years, she cultivated a public image built on love, transparency, and hard-earned success. Her marriage to Todd Tucker only added to that image. They were seen as Atlanta's power couple, two go-getters building an empire together. Restaurants, production companies, property deals, their names were stamped on everything. And when they appeared together at events, the cameras lit up. They laughed, touched, and fed off each other's ambition. In this fictional depiction, people called them the unstoppable duo. And then there was Porsha Williams. Fiery, outspoken, stunning, and unfiltered, Porsha had always been a lightning rod for attention. Whether she was trending for a viral clapback or stealing the spotlight on TV with her explosive personality, she was entertainment personified. Her fanbase adored her, her critics obsessed over her, and Atlanta couldn't stop talking about her. In this dramatized universe, Porsha and Kandi had history. It was messy, layered, and deeply rooted in misunderstandings, jealousy, and unresolved tension. They smiled for photos, sure. They hugged at reunions. But fans always felt something was off. Their friendship seemed stitched together with fragile thread, and the thread was getting thinner every year. And then came Todd Tucker, positioned right between them professionally and, according to this fictional narrative, secretly. For months, fans had noticed strange things. Odd glances exchanged during interviews. Weirdly timed social media posts. Todd showing up at places where Porsha happened to be. Harmless? Maybe. Coincidental?
Possibly.
But in the world of Atlanta gossip, coincidences are never just coincidences. It all began to unravel when Kandi's followers noticed strange activity online. A post from Kandi weeks earlier suddenly resurfaced, an emotional caption she had written under a seemingly simple photo. Loyalty hits different when you realize not everyone has it. At the time, fans thought she was talking about business drama or caste disagreements.
But now,
after this fictional lawsuit, that post was being reposted everywhere with comments like, "Fire, Kandi was hinting at the betrayal all along. Fire, she tried to warn us. We just weren't listening. Fire, this breaks my heart, she didn't deserve this." Then came Todd's post. A motivational quote, simple, vague, and now eerie. Even the closest people can be the greatest distractions. Stay focused. Innocent? Or a warning sign that something was crumbling behind closed doors. Fans dissected it like it was a Supreme Court document. Meanwhile, Porsha had quietly disappeared from social media. No selfies. No glam shots. No club appearances. Nothing. In this fictional world, the silence was deafening. Rumors ignited when a blurry photo surfaced, a hooded woman leaving a private clinic in Buckhead.
People swore it was Porsha.
Others insisted it wasn't. But the online detectives of Atlanta don't sleep. They zoomed in, brightened the image, compared jawlines and nails, and declared, "This is definitely Porsha." And suddenly another social media bomb dropped. An anonymous account posted a cryptic message. "If y'all only knew what Todd's been doing behind Kandi's back, the truth would shut the city down." Nobody knew who wrote it. Nobody knew if it was reliable. But within minutes, it had over 50,000 shares. Screenshots spread faster than wildfire. TikTok detectives stitched videos together, analyzing timelines. YouTubers published deep dive exposés. Twitter, no, X, descended into full-blown chaos. Even celebrity blogs chimed in. Hollywood alerts. Something big is going down between Kandi, Todd, and Porsha, and insiders say the truth is devastating.
Tea Room Atlanta.
This isn't a rumor anymore. Something is coming, and it's going to be bad. And then it happened. During a fictional charity gala, Kandi arrived alone. No picture-perfect empire. Kandi had always been meticulous with finances, but recently, money seemed to be slipping through the cracks. 2 suspicious wire transfers appeared, large amounts quietly moving out of their accounts. When she asked Todd about them, he brushed her off, telling her she was overthinking again. But that dismissal only fed her unease. Meanwhile, fans noticed Porsha's sudden disappearance from the public eye. No red carpets. No selfies. No glam sessions. The woman who lived for the spotlight had suddenly gone completely silent. Comment sections filled with confusion and speculation, people asking why Porsha had vanished when she was usually everywhere. At the same time, Todd and Porsha appeared to be interacting more than usual online. Some fans brushed it off as innocent. Others said it felt strange. Then a blurry photo surfaced, a woman who looked suspiciously like Porsha walking into a private OB/GYN clinic. The internet did what it always does, brightened the photo, zoomed in, circled shadows and pixels, and declared it was definitely her. Whether it actually was or not didn't matter. The rumor had already taken on a life of its own. Tension escalated rapidly behind the scenes. One evening, Kandi allegedly came across an email sent to a shared account, an appointment confirmation from the same clinic in the leaked photo. It was addressed to Todd. She stared at the screen in disbelief, rereading the message until the letters blurred. In that moment, the betrayal shifted from financial to deeply personal. Everything she feared but refused to believe suddenly felt real. Their confrontation, according to fictional sources, was explosive. Kandi demanded answers, and Todd kept insisting she was imagining things. Their argument reportedly shook the house. Neighbors claimed they heard shouting. Kandi was heartbroken, hysterical, desperate for the truth. Todd refused to explain anything. And then came the first major leak. A voice note hit social media, a man sounding eerily like Todd saying, "Just take care of it." She can't find out yet. The timing was too perfect, too chaotic, and instantly believable. Another screenshot appeared, a bank transfer labeled medical expenses, PW. Then a grainy photo of Porsha at a gas station, hoodie pulled low, looking like she was trying to hide a bump. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Hashtags like #ToddBaby and #PoorKandi surged to the top. Fans took sides. Some defended Porsha, saying she'd never betray Kandi like that. Others dragged her mercilessly. Commentators dissected every possible angle, posting hour-long breakdown videos, freeze-framing old interviews where Todd and Porsha had exchanged subtle glances. Every clip, every moment, every screenshot was suddenly reinterpreted under the harsh spotlight of scandal. Even celebrities started chiming in with cryptic messages. One reality star tweeted, "Money makes people act crazy," and the internet immediately assumed it was about Todd. Another wrote, "I've been waiting for this truth to drop," adding fuel to the fire. Instagram gossip pages reposted edits of Kandi crying at past reunions, turning her into the tragic protagonist of this unfolding drama. Late one night, Everything reached its boiling point when a supposed DNA document leaked, a grainy, barely readable image claiming Todd was the father of Porsha's alleged pregnancy. Authentic or not didn't matter. People believed it instantly. Fans were screaming online, bloggers updated minute by minute, and TikTok detectives launched deep dives across timelines to prove the entire story. According to fictional insiders, Kandi collapsed when she saw the leak. Her world, her marriage, her trust, everything shattered at once. And the next morning, she walked into her lawyer's office and filed the lawsuit that would shake Atlanta to its core, $100 million, claiming emotional devastation, financial betrayal, and deliberate deception. Within hours, the news spread everywhere, and Atlanta was never the same again. The fallout from this fictional scandal didn't unfold slowly. It detonated. The moment Kandi's $100 million lawsuit went public, the entire city seemed to freeze. Phones started buzzing nonstop, journalists scrambled to verify details, and fans flooded every platform trying to make sense of what they were seeing. The shock wasn't just that Kandi filed such a massive lawsuit, it was who she filed it against. Her husband. The man she once called her greatest partner. The man she defended countless times in interviews. The man she built businesses with. No one could wrap their head around it. Within hours, the consequences began. Todd didn't say a word publicly at first, but people close to him claimed he was blindsided, furious, and scrambling to get ahead of the narrative. According to fictional insiders, he immediately contacted his own legal team, insisting the allegations were exaggerated, twisted, or outright false. But by then, the public didn't want nuance. They wanted someone to blame. And Todd's silence only made him look guiltier. Meanwhile, Kandi retreated from the public eye, seen only leaving her home once, wearing sunglasses, hair tied back, surrounded by security. The image spread across social media within minutes. Fans said she looked hollow, devastated, like someone who had cried for hours. That single photo sparked thousands of comments. People reposted it with captions like, "She deserved better," and "Nobody deserves this level of betrayal." And then, in the fictional timeline, the legal consequences hit Todd like a freight train. One by one, brand partnerships quietly cut ties. A major production company paused all projects involving him, pending clarification. Business associates unfollowed him online. Even people he once considered close friends began distancing themselves, not wanting their names tangled in the mess. The contrast between Todd's polished public persona, devoted husband, hardworking producer, family man, and the man he was now being portrayed as was shocking. The hypocrisy lit the internet on fire. Fans dug up old interviews where he spoke proudly about loyalty, trust, and keeping family first. Those clips resurfaced everywhere with captions like, "Was he lying the whole time?" or "This aged terribly." And then came Porsha's part of the fallout. She had stayed silent through all of this, but silence only intensified the accusations. Comment sections under her old posts turned into battlegrounds. People accused her of destroying a family. Others claimed she was being manipulated. Some insisted she was innocent, a victim of Todd's selfishness. The speculation grew darker when a fictional friend of Porsha's claimed she had been emotionally overwhelmed and felt trapped by the situation. Privately, according to this dramatized story, Porsha broke down. She allegedly sent tearful voice notes to a close confidant, questioning how everything spiraled so fast. She felt judged, hated, misunderstood. Her entire life had become a weapon in a scandal she no longer controlled. And while the public saw her as glamorous, confident, unshakable, behind closed doors, She was falling apart. Meanwhile, the fictional timeline of events continued to unravel. More leaks emerged, alleged text messages, supposed hotel check-ins, even a grainy security video of Todd meeting someone who resembled Porsha late at night. Whether real or staged didn't matter anymore. Perception had already become reality. In interviews, commentators and relationship experts weighed in, analyzing every detail. One popular talk show host said tearfully, "If this happened to me, I don't think I'd survive it emotionally." Another commentator criticized Todd harshly, calling his alleged actions the ultimate betrayal of trust and manhood. A family therapist even broke down the emotional trauma Kandi must be experiencing, explaining how financial betrayal is often more devastating than physical betrayal. But the biggest shock of all came when a fictional source revealed that Kandi's children had been affected. According to them, filming for their family projects halted immediately. The kids were confused, emotional, asking why their parents weren't speaking. Kandi reportedly tried to shield them, telling them, "Mommy and Daddy just need time." But children can sense pain even if they don't understand it, and this fictional family was drowning in it. The contrast between Kandi's public image, the strong, self-made, loyal woman, and her private heartbreak made the story even more tragic. Fans felt like they were watching a queen fall. They remembered the times Kandi supported Todd through backlash, defended him during reunions, and uplifted him when others doubted his intentions. Now, that loyalty seemed like a knife turned back on her. Betrayal layered on betrayal.
Trust shattered.
Love twisted. Everything she believed in, everything she built, suddenly felt like a lie. By the end of the week, Atlanta wasn't just talking, it was shaking. Friendships were tense as people took sides. The industry was whispering, and the public was begging for answers. But the most haunting part? Every time Kandi appeared, just barely holding herself together, the same question remained hanging in the air. Was this the full story? Or was something even darker still hidden in the shadows? And now that everything has come crashing into the open, the lawsuit, the accusations, the alleged secret meetings, the emotional fallout, we're left staring at a story that feels almost too explosive to be real. A woman who built her life on loyalty and transparency says she was blindsided by the two people she never expected to hurt her. A husband who always preached trust is now fighting for his reputation. And a friend whose image was built on glamour and strength is suddenly hiding from the world, wrapped in silence and speculation. With all these emotional high points, what do you think really happened here? Do you believe Todd betrayed not just Kandi, but the fans who supported their journey from the very beginning? Do you think Porsha knew what she was stepping into, or was she caught in something bigger than she ever imagined? And most importantly, if you were in Kandi's position, would you have reacted differently? Would you have filed the lawsuit, walked away quietly, or confronted them publicly? This entire situation has opened the door to so many questions, and honestly, it feels like we're only scratching the surface. There are still missing pieces, unanswered messages, and people close to the situation who haven't spoken yet. And the way things are unfolding, don't be surprised if another twist drops sooner than anyone expects.